is your main event. It is scheduled for one fall with television time remaining. Team number one at a combined weight of 447 pounds. They're representing the Age of the Fall, Jimmy Jacobs and Brody Lee.
The leader of the Age of the Fall, Jimmy Jacobs, and Big Brody Lee, set for tag team action here in your main event.
Yeah, this is going to be one heck of a battle.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 439 pounds, the team of Delirious and the Necro Butcher.
Necro Butcher and Delirious. We've got two of the largest guys in Ring of Honor, and Necro Butcher and Brody Lee. And Jimmy Jacobs, one of the smallest. Interesting size matchups in this fight.
Yeah, but Jimmy Jacobs, he's a very dangerous man, though he might not have the size of a guy like Brody Lee. Jimmy Jacobs is a very violent man. He's got a great mind for wrestling and a mind for creating chaos, and we have chaos right now.
I don't know where to watch.
We've got action on all sides of the ringside area here. Jimmy Jacobs focusing on Delirious, while Brody Lee and the Necro Butcher battle.
Is there getting a fan to help out there, Jimmy Jacobs? What's that all about?
Jimmy Jacobs setting to the barricade, and it's Delirious chopping away at the chest. Meanwhile, Necro with the chair on Brody Lee.
The referee has no idea where to go. As soon as I watch two guys on one side, something's happening on the other. And look at Brody Lee. A few shots to the Necro Butcher.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult for referee Paul Turner to get any order in this particular fight. And Jimmy Jacobs now pulling up the floor mats to expose the concrete and do a little bit of damage to Delirious.
Dave, we need another referee out here, plain and simple. Unless these guys get in the ring.
There's so much history between the Age of the Fall and former members of that faction. It's hard to contain the battle. And it is Delirious bringing the action inside the ring.
And meanwhile, Necro Butcher and Brody Lee continue to brawl.
We finally get the opening bell as Jacobs and Delirious are inside the squared circle, and it's Delirious with a burst of energy.
Delirious has been waiting for this for a long time, and you can see as he pounds on Jimmy Jacobs.
He was able to get his hands on Jimmy Jacobs just a bit in the mixed tag team matchup recently here on HDNet, and once again, Delirious has got Jacobs up on his shoulders.
Delirious really started out with a burst of energy. Now to the back. And Brody Lee finally into the ring.
A bit of help for his man, Jimmy Jacobs.
And he throws Delirious onto the mat.
Delirious down on the floor, and the two big men inside the ring.
These guys both known as brawlers.
Oh, they are really laying into one another. It's just a fight.
This is a bar fight is what it is. Two of the toughest guys you'll ever see. The crowd definitely on the side of the Necro Butcher. And he gets Brody Lee over the ropes and outside the ring. And he missed the mat. He hit that concrete and hit it hard.
Brody Lee trying to pull himself up on the floor, and Necro's gonna follow outside to do a little bit more damage. Getting his hands on Jacobs and Brody at the same time, double noggin knocker. But keep your eye on Delirious.
That hurt Delirious as much as anybody.
Let's take another look. The suicide flip from the masked man, wiping out both of his opponents on the floor.
Now what is the Necro Butcher up to?
Now he's grabbing Bobby Cruz's chair.
If you know the past, you know he often has several tricks up his sleeve.
We've got 3 chairs inside the ring, and Delirious going after Brody Lee on the floor.
I don't think we're setting up here to sit down and have drinks.
He's arranging the furniture inside the ring and kicking away on Jimmy Jacobs.
He's going to pull Jacobs back into the ring, I believe.
And we got those 3 chairs awaiting. What's he thinking about, a suplex onto those chairs? Brody Lee coming to Jacobs' aid here, and they've got Necro.
This looks like it's not going to be good. A double suplex! Oh my, that does not happen to the Necro Butcher much. He may be done.
We always talk about how tough the Necro Butcher is, but can he pull himself back to his feet after this, all the way down to the hard floor here? These fans getting behind Delirious with the bop, 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 bop. But here comes Brody Lee helping Jimmy once again.
You know, the Necro Butcher, I'm concerned about him. He may need medical attention. I know he doesn't want it, but boy, he is just not getting up. Meanwhile, you watch what's going on in the ring. Brody Lee, Delirious.
It's 2-on-1 basically inside the ring with Necro neutralized on the floor. And there's no moving that brick wall that is Brody Lee.
You said neutralized. I say he's incapacitated.
That too. The point is, Delirious is fighting all by himself against 2 men.
Well, Jacobs knocked outside the ring. Delirious trying to regroup.
Brody Lee and Jimmy Jacobs trying to get on the same page here. Brody goes for the cover.
Only a count of 2 before Delirious able to get the shoulder up. But as you can see, he is in trouble.
Brody Lee just holding Delirious for Jimmy Jacobs.
And here comes Jimmy. The double axe handle does damage to Delirious. Only a count of 1.
Jimmy Jacobs can't believe it. 2 1 counts, and we still have Necro out on the floor.
Delirious desperately needs to tag out, but there's nobody to tag out to. Necro Butcher still incapacitated.
We'll notice right before that neck breaker by Jacobs, he's holding on to the tassels on the back of the mask of Delirious. It's like a leash leading him around like a dog. And there's the tag to Brody Lee. The Age of the Fall listening to the referee. It has broken down into an official tag team matchup, Hog.
This isn't a tag team matchup. This is 2 against 1 is what this is.
They are tagging in and out. It's not their fault that Necro can't get up and be a good partner for Delirious.
Yeah, they're the ones that caused him to be incapacitated. I still say we need to get some medical help over there to Necro Butcher. I have not seen him ever down on the floor like this and not able to get up. Delirious. Oh, he lifts up Brody Lee. Now that's quite a chore.
He tried for the body slam, but it was too much weight for Delirious to carry, and Brody Lee wound up on top in a pinning predicament. Referee trying to keep Jimmy Jacobs in his corner. Butterfly suplex from Brody Lee.
Brody Lee got a 2 count. Near fall.
You know, I think it's just a matter of time before Delirious falls victim to the Age of the Fall. A 3 count, perhaps a submission. More double team work, maybe another double axe handle. Ooh! But the headbutt from Delirious to the midsection this time.
Delirious doing whatever he can, and you're not going to see him give up. You talked about submission. That's not going to happen.
I don't know, Jimmy Jacobs, he's a master at using that end-time guillotine choke. If he could lock that in on Delirious, this one could be over. Here comes Brody.
Listen to the crowd.